Jackie Chan is known for a lot of things. He's a movie star, he does his own stunts, he makes consistently great fight scenes, and he's generally adorable. Oh yeah, and he almost died doing this stunt. When you're an East Asian kid growing up in America, there aren't a lot of role models in media to look up to. All I had was Jet Li, the vestiges of Bruce Lee, and the dragon himself, Sing Long, Jackie Chan. I've watched a lot of his American filmography as a kid and haven't really revisited any of his movies except for Rush Hour 1 and 2 and this really cool Hong Kong movie called New Police Story. So as usual, as I was browsing through Netflix to find something to watch, I decided to revisit an old favorite, The Tuxedo. If I remembered correctly, The Tuxedo had it all. It was funny, it had James Brown, a cool wacky concept, and Jackie Chan was hilarious. Jackie Chan plays this taxi driver who gets hired as a driver for this rich guy named Clark Devlin, who's secretly a super spy investigating this water company. The water company guy is planning on putting germs in everyone's water so only their water will be drinkable. The water people try to kill both Devlin and Jackie and successfully put the spy in a coma. Devlin, before he passes out, gives Jackie access to his high-tech spy tuxedo and tells him to trust no one. The spy organization, who doesn't know that Devlin is in a coma, assigns him to monitor the water company with a new partner, Del Blaine. Jackie uses the tuxedo to pose as Clark Devlin and hijinks ensue. And wow, this movie does not hold up. And I don't mean not hold up in a, wow, look at all these plot holes and logical inconsistencies, yada 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 kind of way. Because I think if you're going to watch movies like Cinema Sins, you're probably not going to enjoy yourself. Nah, the tuxedo has this problem of representation. Jackie Chan in the tuxedo is written really poorly. He's a buffoon. I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but let's be generous. Maybe he's like 40, right? Because he was around 48 while filming. He has no idea how to talk to women, he doesn't seem very intelligent, and he's not very successful in life. And yeah, typically Jackie can be kind of a wacky and funny character, but usually he's at least a competent human being. In Rush Hour, even though his grasp on American culture isn't great, he's still a kick-ass cop. In the tuxedo, he doesn't even have his trademark kung fu as a skill. That honor has been placed onto the tux that he's wearing. Jackie in this movie just has driving, and it's only showcased really in one scene. The movie hinges on him not understanding English very well, and it's uncomfortable for me to watch. When I was an 8-year-old, this movie was great because Jackie was like a child, a simple but heroic guy. But when I watched it now, it just seemed really demeaning and a little bit racist. For example, there's this scene. Our other hero, Del Blaine, played by Jennifer Love Hewitt, is on her first field assignment as a secret agent. She's heard about this legendary spy figure, Clark Devlin, who she's on assignment with. And when Jackie shows up, pretending to be Clark Devlin, she's really confused.
I just have to say, it is such an honor to be working with the legendary Clark Devlin.
As an audience member, it's easy to see why, because for the rest of the movie, he's been a goofball. But Del Blaine doesn't have a reason to suspect anything's wrong. This is before he messes anything up or even does anything suspicious. She just doesn't think that this legendary spy could be Chinese. And this isn't even set up for anything close to, oh, maybe I shouldn't judge on appearances because anyone can be a spy, even a Chinese man. The movie is riddled with all these jokes at Jackie and East Asian people's expense. And to be honest, all these jokes could maybe just be towards Jackie, but because Jackie was half of the representation of East Asian people in Hollywood, I feel like it was towards all of us. If Jackie Chan in this movie is supposed to rep the culture, then this movie did an awful job. There's a couple of papers out there that talk about Jackie Chan in his American movies and what he means to Asians in America, and one paper describes him as a heroic, funny, desexualized, unthreatening Oriental male. Which to a fan of Jackie Chan is like, whoa, wait, what? But then it kind of makes sense the more you think about it. And when there's already so much stuff out there emasculating Asian guys, realizing this about Jackie Chan in his American movies kind of sucks. For all y'all not in the know, East Asian men are pretty stereotyped and desexualized.
How to Date a White Woman, a practical guide for Asian men. Excuse me, do you like Asian men? No. Thank you. How to Date a Black Woman, a practical guide to Asian men. Same thing. It's the same thing. You like Asian men? I don't even like Chinese food, boy. I don't eat what I can't pronounce.
Eddie Huang, the writer of Fresh Off the Boat, the book, not the show, summed this idea up. We count good, we bow well, we're technologically proficient, we're naturally subordinate, our male anatomy is the size of a thumb drive, and we could never in 1,000 millenniums be a threat to steal your girl. It's just this idea out there in society that affects at least some of us. In a 2014 study by OkCupid, Asian men and black women were shown as the least desired racial groups when it comes to online dating.
Some of these stereotypes are absolutely and totally untrue. Imagine being a kid growing up, having none of the girls want to date you, and hearing more than anything that people are just not into Asian guys. For whatever reason, because of, what's been put on us by the media, because of how we're portrayed, which is not as sexy men who like to take their shirts off, but as, dorky, nerdy sidekicks.
Thank God for people out there who are trying to fix this shit with things like all the shirtless guys in Crazy Rich Asians and Ludi Lin and Simu Liu just like taking off his shirt all the time. But it's hard to escape the large lack of representation and the shit like this that happened way back when.
What's happening, hot stuff?
The lack of representation that we had prior to stuff like Fresh Off the Boat, Kim's Convenience, and Crazy Rich Asians is just something that a lot of us had to live with. If you were growing up in the early 90s, I guess you'd just subsist off shit like the Joy Luck Club, the occasional Asian Power Ranger, and Jackie Chan or Jet Li's American filmography. And I'm gonna be honest, it didn't even seem like that much of an issue until recently. But now that I'm aware of this kind of stuff, it's hard to not see it everywhere, especially in the bumbling, sexless Jackie Chan in the Tuxedo. All this shit makes me really appreciate the Fast and the Furious and how they treated Han. This dude was Wonder Woman's boyfriend, and look how cool he is. He can drive, he constantly is chewing on things, and he can not do kung fu. I'm down for it. Because of all the mainstream Chinese shit in the 2000s was like Jet Li and Jackie Chan who followed up Bruce Lee, all we Asian guys got was we're smart and dorky, and maybe we know kung fu. Jackie Chan was this huge movie star, but he didn't do anything to help the emasculation because despite all he did, he barely had any romances and he was always the bumbling fool. And if he was only one Asian actor amongst maybe even 5 others, that would be fine. It could just be a Jackie Chan thing. I imagined the Tuxedo, but instead of Jackie Chan, it has Seth Rogen in the goofy starring role. And the movie would feel like 80 times better because the concept wouldn't feel racist. Because there are so many white actors out there, it wouldn't feel like we're making jokes at white people's expense. But when we're told to laugh at this Chinese immigrant because he doesn't speak the good English, or because he doesn't know how to talk to women, it all feels kind of exploitative. Jackie Chan actually has this little set of rules when he makes movies, like he doesn't kill people in cold blood and he doesn't really deeply kiss women or do anything further. So some of this desexualization is because of him, but at the same time, Jackie doesn't really know all that's going on during Hollywood productions. He talks about his experience during the filming of The Tuxedo as him just being in his trailer and being restricted from involvement on set. He doesn't even understand the humor in Rush Hour. This dude thought Rush Hour was just gonna bomb and he wasn't gonna be able to make any more American movies ever again. He just made American movies because he wanted to maintain a global superstar presence. So when he's presented in this really emasculated way, especially in The Tuxedo, it feels even more weird because you're not sure if the consent is all there. You're not sure if he knows what he's really signing up for. On the flip side, Jackie had complete control over his films in Hong Kong. He basically did everything, and he tried to make sure his films were perfect. The Jackie we get in these movies is fundamentally different than the one we got in America. This Jackie goes shirtless and has glistening skin and shit, and he's just sexual. He has girlfriends, he has people who are attracted to him, and there's this movie he made called City Hunter, and this is the poster. He's a normal movie star, not the stereotypical Hollywood asexual martial artist Chinese man. He said in the past, in Hong Kong, I can control everything. In Hollywood, I'm just a Chinese actor who speaks bad English. It's unfortunate that in America, he inadvertently reinforces these stereotypes of East Asian men. Personally, realizing that this kind of stuff has been around for so long is really fascinating. I used to love Jackie Chan and his work, but now I can't watch his American stuff without thinking of the stereotyping and lack of representation. It's a case of take what you can get. And at the end of the day, Jackie Chan doesn't have a responsibility to rep the culture because he's not Asian American. His experiences are not exactly like ours. When his character in Rush Hour flies over, he has some fish out of water moments, but he doesn't need to worry about integrating himself into the culture. He never needs to worry about whether or not a woman of another race finds him attractive. In American media prior to the 2010s, all the big Hollywood East Asian representation was pretty much never from Asian Americans. We had to make do with the imported Chinese movie stars who were neutered into fitting into stereotypes. Jet Li never gets to kiss Alia. Although, to kids, Jackie Chan was a positive role model, I don't think he did a lot for East Asian Americans. He didn't need to, though. It wasn't his responsibility to bear, if that makes sense. Because if anything, Jackie Chan didn't seek to become a representative of Asian people in America. He wanted to be Jackie Chan. So while I can keep enjoying his American movies, I gotta be mindful that these movies aren't trying to be good for Asian Americans. They aren't trying to break free of stereotypes or embrace Asian representation. Ultimately, in order for Asian Americans to be represented, we have to keep on the course that we're on. We gotta move past the era of movie stars from Asia and keep supporting our new Asian American projects like Crazy Rich Asians, Killing Eve, and Shang-Chi, I guess. Projects where we can see Asian Americans be multidimensional human beings, not just sexless nerds or sexless martial artists or women with a colored streak in her hair. Thanks for watching. Stay cool and stay fleshy. Special thanks to Mates54 and Mecha Messiah for helping this video be a reality.